In this video on section 9.1, estimating a population proportion, determine the sample size required. And remember, what is the symbol for the sample size? It's lowercase n, right? So in other words, what n is required? We're looking for the answer will be what n is required for under the particular criteria that we're given. So there are many ways to do this. There is a formula that can be used, which is what you will see if you click on the helps and get it to show you an example. You do not have to use this formula if you can either use what I'm going to show you here, your calculator, a program in your calculator, or there's another video posted that shows you how to use Statcrunch. Statcrunch is located under the question help section also, where you find show me an example and all that, Statcrunch. So there's one video that shows you how to use that if you cannot do what I'm about to show you. Let's look at an example. This is similar to the one in the 9.1 homework. It says, in a poll, 62% of the people said they prefer chocolate ice cream over vanilla. The margin of error in the poll was 3%. The estimate was made with 90% confidence. At least how many people were surveyed? So at least, it means it could have been more than this number, but what is the smallest number they could have used to survey these people? So how many people? How many people? That's the sample size. The question is, what was in this situation? The lowest number n could have been. So there's another way to say this. This is one way to say this problem. Another way you might read a problem like this would be, instead of asking what was it, would be what is the least number you could use. So it could be after the fact or before in the question, okay? So let's see what we would do. Let's identify everything here. So we took a poll, and 62% of our sample said they prefer chocolate ice cream over vanilla. Well, what does this represent, the 62%? What is that in all that we've been learning? It's from a sample. It's a proportion. It's a sample proportion. And what's the symbol for that? Well, the population proportion is P, lowercase p. The sample proportion is P with a little hat. We call it P hat. So we know that P hat, they told us this, is 62%, but we always change it to a decimal for calculations, 0.62. So what else did they tell us? The margin of error in the poll was 3%. Okay, so they told us the margin of error. What is the symbol we've been using for that? Capital E. It's 3%. But again, percentages in a formula must be changed to a decimal point, 0.03 or just 0.03. Okay, what else have they told us? The estimate was made with 90% confidence. What are they telling us there? The confidence level is 90%. Now, there's not an official thing. Usually you might see a CL, and it's 90%, which in this formula, in the calculator, this is the one difference. We can enter 0.90 if we want, but if you have what I'm going to show you on your calculator, you could enter just 90. So we'll see that. All right, so we have this much information. Now, if you have a school calculator, one of the yellow ones, then you may have this program. If something happened and it got erased, then you don't. But we did try to get these programmed in all the school calculators. I'm going to turn my calculator on and see this under the delete button, stat, and then under stat it's program. I'm going to hit program, and you can see that I have two programs in here. Number one is SS mean, sample size for the mean. That's section 9.2. Number two, SS prop, sample size for the proportion. This is a proportion, a percentage. It's a proportion of the people. It's not an average number of people. We don't know how many people, we just know the proportion was 62%. So I'm going to tab to SS prop. Enter. And it just says program for SS pop. Yeah, that's what I want. Enter. What is it asking me for? C level. Instead of CL, it actually says the word C level. This is where I said you can enter 0.90 or just 90. Enter. P hat. And we identified that as 0.62. That does have to be a decimal. Enter. And now it wants E, the margin of error. We said 0.03. And now when we hit enter, there is our number, our sample size. It's going to be a whole number, because even if that was 708.1, it would be rounded to 709, because you can't get a 0.1 person, and this is the minimum. So you can't have 708 if the minimum is 708.1. In other words, so this is our number, so we have found the answer. N equals 709. Okay, now we see some problems. I'll go ahead and mention, what if we didn't have that 62%? Sometimes a problem will not have a p hat given. If p hat is not given, we use, so you remember, did you see this anywhere? P hat equals 0.5 or half. So let's redo this problem and say we have no idea what the percentage, what they had. We have no previous results. We just want to go out and do this poll, but we don't have any previous results. So we still know that the margin of error is 0.03. We know the C level is 90%, but p hat we're not given, so we're going to use 0.5. So what is N? We'll just do this one again. Let's see, program, SS prop, enter, C level. Let's put 0.90 this time. Well, let me just do 90 and then I'll redo that in a minute. 90, oops, not 900. Okay, let's quit. And clear, and we'll start over. Program, SS prop. Okay, enter, C level, 90. Enter, p hat 0.5, because I don't have an estimate for that. E 0.03, and now I have to have 752. If I don't have an estimate for p hat, I'm going to have a larger sample size. Okay, just to be sure on that C level, let's go back and do the original one. Program, SS prop, one last time. Enter. Let's do C level 0.90 instead of 90 and see if we get the same thing. We had an original p hat of 0.62 and 0.03, and you can see I still got 709. So for C level, you can either put in the decimal or the percentage. If you do not have this program on your calculator, you can use Statcrunch. Watch the other video to learn how.